Hello everyone. The Paris Olympics 2024 have recently been concluded, putting an end to this wild and exciting competition of almost all sports where millions cheer for their respective countries. With the help of this brief episode, I would like to explain you the roots of the Olympics and also the history behind this massive competition. So without any further delay, let's begin. The origins of the Olympic Games can be traced back to ancient Greece. The traditional date for the first Olympic Games is said to be 776 BCE, though they might have been held earlier. The Games were part of a religious festival in honor of Zeus, the king of the Greek gods. The event also included rituals and sacrifices. The Games were held in Olympia, which was a sanctuary site for Greek gods. Initially, the Olympics consisted of only one event, a foot race of about 190 meters called the Stadion. However, as time passed, more and more games were added, like wrestling, boxing, chariot racing, and the pentathlon, which consisted of running, long jump, disc throw, and javelin throw. Just to clarify, during this time, the games were not internationalized like they are today. In fact, only free-born Greek men were allowed to compete in the games. Women were prohibited from participating and sometimes even from attending. Winners received a wreath made of olive leaves known as kotinos and were celebrated as heroes in their city-states. Now, here began the decline of the games. The games continued through Roman rule, but the religious power they once held did not remain. Seeing this, in 393 CE, Roman Emperor Theodosius abolished the games in order to promote Christianity. After a long wait, in the year 1894, Pierre de Coubertin, who was a French historian, decided to revive the Olympics. He was inspired by the games that were held in Greece and felt it would be great to bring them into the modern world. Coubertin organized the first International Olympic Committee, or the IOC, in 1894. Fast forward 2 years, the first modern Olympic Games were held in Athens, Greece. They featured athletes from 14 nations competing in 43 events. Unlike the ancient games, the modern Olympics were open to athletes from all over the world and included both amateurs and professionals. Over the years, as these games gained more popularity, more versions were created. In 1924, the first Winter Olympics were kicked off, featuring sports like skiing, ice skating, and ice hockey. In 1960, the first Paralympic Games were held in Rome for athletes with disabilities. The Youth Olympic Games for young athletes aged 14 to 18 were introduced in 2010, with the first event held in Singapore. Overall, this idea of the modern Olympics from Coubertin proved to be very successful. Athletes from over 200 countries participate in these games, and new sports and disciplines are added regularly, reflecting the global interests. The games have also become a major commercial enterprise with significant revenues from broadcasting rights, sponsorships, and merchandise. As the Olympic Games grew, their impact increased. However, they've evolved to become something with many issues. For example, the selection of host cities and the conduct of the Games have sometimes led to controversies over human rights abuses, displacement of local populations, and environmental concerns. This is probably the reason why less and less countries and cities are wanting to host the Olympics. This could also be because of the negative impact the Olympics leave on the host country's economy. But this is a topic for an episode in the future. Thank you for listening to The Knowledge Groove.